So Jay, you came down, is it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago? How long since you came down to Nova Scotia?
I've been here for 3 weeks.
Okay, and before that you were here for also 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
So like, how do you like it? I mean, I've lived here for 27 years. I love it
Yes.
here. How do you like it?
I love it here. It's so natural, and the beautiful trees and the beautiful hills, the ocean and the lakes. It's amazing.
Yeah. I love it too. Like, when you come back next time, we should do some maybe fishing or go out with a boat.
Yes.
We have a lake here called the Breton Lakes. It's huge. It's
Yes.
actually connected to the ocean.
Yes.
It's very, very beautiful, and you would love it.
Oh yeah.
I'll show you. In
Yes.
fact, a lot of native people from Bolodek, that's Chapel Island community, they go fishing out there too.
Okay.
Ice fishing and also fishing in the summertime.
What kind of fish?
Well,
Out
I think
here?
in the Breton Lakes you have all kinds of different fish. In the
Yeah.
Breton Lakes you will see, first of all, saltwater fish. You have
Okay.
definitely flounder. They have definitely cod, a lot of codfish in there too.
Okay.
But they
Wow.
also have trout, different kind of trout, and
Yeah.
probably even carp. I'm not sure about that. Bass definitely. So there's a lot of fish in there.
Wow. That would be amazing.
You'll enjoy that.
Go fishing.
And the other day I got up, I had a deer right in front of the house. You would have
Yes.
seen it too, because you're living close by. Do you see the deer the other morning?
Yes, I see. Well, actually, I seen mine when I was doing the dishes outside the window. They
Okay.
were looking at me.
So they were like right outside the house.
Yeah, they're nodding their head.
Okay. All right.
Very beautiful. So close. I've never seen deer so close
cool.
like that.
You know, it's funny, a few years ago, I have the deer farm here too. My mother called me. She said, oh, listen, Rolf, outside the window there's a deer. And then she said, oh no, it's 2, 5, 10. And then I knew it was not white-tailed deer. They are here naturally, but it had to be my own deer
Wow.
from the farm. So they kind of broke out.
Oh,
And that was a problem because I had to recover them. It took me a while to catch 10 or 11 deer again. But that's what I love about the
Wow.
area. I mean, I live in the middle of a deer farm, and you see
Yeah.
the farm obviously all the time too.
yes.
It's nice for the kids to grow up, and I really, really enjoy being outside. As you know, I do a lot of eagle photography too.
Yes.
And by the way, thanks again for the eagle feather. I really,
Yes.
really, really appreciate that, because I know it means a lot to you. You're from the eagle
Mhm.
clan.
Yeah.
But I know the feather also healed you, and so
Yeah.
giving it to me means a great deal to me. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Deserve it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I feel very honored to be here.
Well, we are very happy
Yes.
to have you here.
Yeah.
I mean, you met all the other artists on the
Mhm.
last event in Halifax we did
Mm-hmm.
at the exhibition, and I think you're going to fit in really, really well. And the one thing is, Friends United is obviously about teaching, and the other artists, some are not at the point where they make like where they can make it on their own so well, the
Mhm.
entrepreneurship part. I think you can teach them a great deal in that regard.
Oh, yes.
I mean, coming from Toronto, I think you would have experienced a bit more of entrepreneurship, and that's important. I mean, you know, Friends United is not there to make big money, but it's certainly there to help
Yes.
the artists. And if you can teach them to do good, consistent paintings, and you are obviously doing that all the time. Your paintings are
Yeah.
so spiritual, and that it can help them like with the financial side. I think on the
Yes.
right track for them, because I would like for them to be able to provide for their families and do well even without me and
Yeah.
you know, other people. So if they can build their own businesses through art, I will be very, very happy for them.
It's amazing. I'd be happy to do that.
That'd be really great.
Yeah.
Really, really great. I mean, Raven is already
Mm-hmm.
also from Toronto, so she also grew up in the city in part, and she knows quite a bit about
Mhm.
entrepreneurship too. She's also teaching the other artists.
Yeah.
And I look every week at the paintings, every month when they bring the paintings, and
Yes.
they evolve in their style and they're getting better.
Yeah.
I remember Fancy, the first painting I bought from her 3 or 4 years ago was on the trunk of a car. She came up and she said, look, Rolf, I want to sell this painting, and I really kind of need to sell that painting because I need to be able to buy gas so I can go back home. I said, look,
Yeah.
I'll be happy to look at the painting. And then it was good, but she's much better by now. And
Yeah.
so what happened, we gave her for a long time more canvas, more brush. We helped to get her on her own feet. And I mean, you've seen Fancy's work. By now I think she's a world-class artist.
Oh, yes.
And we're really proud of her. And you met the others. You met David. David is teaching his
Yes.
daughter Chelsea. She's becoming a very good artist too.
Yes.
So I think we're all going in the right direction.
They're all good.
They're very
You
good
know,
people.
just like as for me, I was good, but I just kept painting and it just got better and better and better.
Well, I mean, your paintings especially. When I met you first time at the Power in Toronto 3 years ago, I very, very much enjoyed your artwork, very spiritual. You explained so much to me about the 7 teachings, about the different stages of life, childhood, teenager, adult, and then elder eventually. And there's so much to your paintings that I see all the time. And I was very honored that you explained all these things to me.
Yes.
So I sometimes will tell others too. Native people would obviously know, but others, like me, coming from Germany, it's like Germans wouldn't know. Germans usually have a very high reverence for First Nations people, but and they would like to learn, but sometimes they don't know how and where, and it's something else. I think we can, as an initiative, teach other people too about goodness, about the 7 teachings, about like really the 7 teachings to me are almost a direction to live your life by.
Yes.
And if you stick to them as much as you can, hopefully completely, then I think people can really do a lot of good.
That's good, yeah.
So first time I heard about the 7 teachings from Regional Chief Molly Gugu, who is now also part of our initiative,
Yes.
and we're happy to have them too. So as for
Very
the
nice.
future, like where would you like to go in the future? Like what are your plans? Because we're trying to help like with everybody like in the initiative.
Well, my paintings represent to follow that good life and live that good life, practice that good life, and also to not judge other cultures
Right.
or their beliefs.
Right.
And so I would like to do that with my paintings and spread that around and make all nations come together, peaceful.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I belong to Medewan Lodge, and we're a very peaceful group of people.
Yes. Okay.
And I would like to, I go into schools and I do teachings of the paintings, and I bring,
So you teach children.
yes.
Very
yes,
important.
you
Very,
know,
very important.
And I do talks in universities and explain what my paintings are. So I would really love to do that more.
Maybe we
too.
could do that here too. There is some people see a lot of wisdom that Paul Martin, our former Prime Minister, when he was in power, I think he did so many good things for First Nations people. And now after his time in office, he tries to continue a lot of that. We met, was it last week? I think it was in Sydney. Raven went and former Premier Rodney MacDonald and myself, and we spoke to Mr. Martin about Friends United, and I think he was pretty excited too. But the reason why I was in Halifax was because like they were starting with the initiative, some courses or teaming up for courses for grade 11 and 12 for, first of all, 2 things really. First Nations children to have their own courses and to learn a lot more about the history. But we discussed the one thing, it's important to also include in Canadian history for other children a lot more about First Nations people, art and culture, because many Canadians I talk today don't know as much as like about the last 300 or 400 years as maybe First Nation people do. It's just First Nation people had to go through a lot of suffering and whatnot, and history books reflect it sometimes, but I see so many First Nations people that are struggling really because for 3, 4, 500 years their identity was taken away. And I mean, David Brooks was in residential school. He said when he spoke Mi'kmaq, they would wash out his mouth with soap and whatnot. They would beat him. And so I'm always trying to explain when people were abused for such a long time, it takes a long time to recover. And money alone is definitely not going to do it. And that's almost why I'm hoping that Friends United can come in, because we are trying to give First Nations people their pride back and unite them. And through the art, which is not bound by language, obviously, that's the good part, I think we can show to the rest of the world and other Canadians, other North Americans too, how how incredibly important First Nations people are. And you are such a good example. You do consistently good spiritual paintings. You work so hard. You teach the kids. You teach other artists. You never compete with artists, and that's good because we should be working together and not competing with them. And so I've learned a lot from you so far, and all the other artists and the chiefs, and I'd be happy to learn much more from you about your teachings and other things.
It's good. I'd be honored to.
Thank you.
It'd be amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it. And I love it here again. I wake up in the morning and I just smile ear to ear. And it's so beautiful here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you have this aura around you where you make
Yes.
people happy. Anyways, Raven is the same way too.
Mhm.
Something, I don't know if it's in the soul or in the upbringing, whatever it is, but like when it's you or Raven, and many of the other artists too, we really want to be happy and smile. And I think
Yeah.
it comes out in the paintings. A lot of the messages, Raven talks sometimes about the family, her kids too. She talks about upbringing. She talks about many things in her paintings, and I mean, so do you. You have
Mhm.
so many different animals in there. Which animals do you prefer, actually? Like, I know you're from the eagle clan,
Yes.
but which animals do you prefer?
I really like the loon, which represents a loyalty, and it's also a leader inside the village.
Right?
So, and my mother, I do it for my mother. I know she's gone to the spirit world now,
Yes.
but I dedicate my loon when I paint. I think of her,
Okay.
and it makes me smile, and I just love to make that loon so powerful.
Okay.
And but we all learn from the animals, so there's all teachings with those every single different animal.
That's right.
So that's what I like to do in the paintings. But I love the loon. Yes. So many. The turtle, Mother Earth, and of course the eagle, the messenger,
Yes.
and the bear, healing, and hummingbird, love, and dragonfly, new beginning, and it's all connected.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
Dragonflies new beginning.
Yeah.
Fish is a teacher, you said the other day?
Yes, the fish is a teacher, visionary.
Yes.
Yes.
So is this specific to Ojibwe tribe, or you think also to Mi'kmaq, Maliseet, to others?
Yeah, we're pretty much all connected. It's pretty much, it might be a little different word involved in the saying of a teaching, but it's pretty much similar,
Right.
you know, because we all have the same animals and
Of
through
course.
North America, so we
Of
all
course.
use them. Like an owl's wisdom, you know,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, I've seen probably 60 to 70 of your paintings that we have so far.
Mhm.
And I know that our staff and the other artists and our friends are always very excited when you bring another painting, and like you do consistently so many good ones, and they all have their own messages, and they're very spiritual.
Yes.
I know people are always excited. Jay's coming with another painting. Let's check it out. They're all
Yes.
happy to see you.
Yes, thank you.
And
That's how it was yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
you brought
yes.
one yesterday, didn't
And
you?
everybody was so happy.
Good. You did another one with the eagle, right?
Yes, which the four colors, which represents the four races. You know?
Yes.
And I called the painting United. It's
Okay.
very beautiful.
I think I saw when you started. You had the eagle and you had 4 circles,
Yes.
each representing each race.
Yes.
The black, the Indian race, the
Yeah.
native race, the red,
Yes.
and the yellow race, and then the white race.
Yes. So we have to be all united together
Yes.
to make this a more peaceful place for us to live and think of our future and the kids as kids.
That's right.
So that's what that painting represented.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. I saw the eagle in the back. Did you connect the eagle to the circles somehow, or
Yes.
did you like
Because
reconnect it?
he's the messenger. So he's taking the messages from all four races.
Okay.
And the fish is in there too, and he's the visionary, so that's what he sees and that's what he wants
Okay.
for that to happen. Everybody come together.
Because you've done something similar in the painting you gave to me. You had me as the eagle. I mean, I felt so incredibly honored to have a painting. And then there is actually,
Yes.
and actually, like this was Johnson's paintings. Johnson was as the eagle,
Yes.
and then you had them connected. And same thing in the other painting that you did for me. You had
Mhm.
me as a person, but then you connected me to the 3 children. So I think it's important that, and I think the paintings show how family is and should be connected,
Mhm.
how people should be connected to nature, and that includes both wildlife and plants. And I think
Mhm.
at this day and age, it gets forgotten a lot that we come from nature and we need to preserve it.
Yeah.
I think it's most important to do that.
It is.
So these are good messages I also see in your paintings. And Raven had one called Fish in the Sea. And again, she had the moon in there, she had the fish, she had the water. I mean, you know, we tend to look at the land, but I think the oceans are just as important.
Oh, yes.
Because all the fish in there and the plants and the algae that provide oxygen for us to breathe.
Yeah, I was outside last night and I could see the ocean, and it was a full moon.
Yes.
So it looked so close to the water. So I sat outside probably for about an hour trying to get a vision of with the light reflecting off the ocean.
Yes.
And I'm going to do some paintings for that, what I've seen last night.
So this is something really, you look at specific scenes sometimes and they really trigger your interest and you can relax and you see certain messages. And then those happenings in life, those specific moments, you try to reflect sometimes, like
Yes.
reflect them in your paintings, right?
Yes. Like Nokomis is the moon, grandmother moon.
Yes, Raven
So
mentioned that.
she was so close last night to the water, and the water represents mother, and
Yes.
that's her veins
Yes,
that forever flows.
yes,
So I want to do something with grandmother moon
yes.
and mother earth.
Okay,
So that's what came to me. I still don't know yet. I still got to,
okay,
close my eyes and see what comes to me for that
Okay.
painting.
okay.
But it was so beautiful. Whoa.
Well, like when you're out in nature, I just hear some crows behind us somewhere. I think if you open up your eyes, you can see so much. The sounds. You know, it's funny. I had a European client who bought some land from us years ago in our land development company. And he said, in Canada, I learned again to smell, and to hear, and to taste, and to see. And I said,
Beautiful.
what are you talking about? He said, look, Rolf, if you sit out in nature for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, you have virtually no sound around you. And I mean, I do this too when I photograph bears or eagles. You sit there 4 or 5 hours, and it's quiet, and you get time to reflect, but suddenly every little noise pops up and you hear it, and you really notice even small noises, or like you see suddenly certain
Yes.
things. I mean, the other day, like today for instance, we have all the dandelions out, and our farm fields in the back, you can walk through them, and there's just everything yellow. It's so beautiful, and just 1 week of the year, maybe 2 weeks, but everything is yellow. And I think to go through the world with open eyes for nature, for other people, of course, for wildlife too, is most important. And I think that's what I see so much in your artwork, but in the other artists' artwork too.
Oh, yes. It is. It would be awesome to do a big, huge painting with all of us together, all the artists.
Like a happening, like all the artists come together, like 12 artists come together and they all do part of a painting.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I could
And
see
that
that
would
actually
be-
make a lot of sense, because it's what Friends United anyways. And in that case, it would really Friends United. It's a good thought. I mean, and they wouldn't even have to be at the same time necessarily. Sometimes it's hard to get all the 12 artists
Yes.
together at the same time. And we could do that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good idea.
Something.
That's a very good idea.
Make us, I think, too stronger connected
It
too.
would absolutely do
You
that,
know.
yes. It would absolutely do that. Would have to be like the bigger painting, but we could do that, yes. Yes. Well, actually, other artists are coming up this week. David is going to bring some more paintings this week that we probably buy, including the reproduction rights, if he wants to sell them, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And he also wanted to hand sign some more prints. It's funny, you're going back to Toronto today, and I think we did, is it 8,000 prints for you?
Yes.
125 of each of your paintings. There were 60
Yes.
or 70 paintings. And I'm happy that works, because now we have, besides the fact that you did and could sell paintings, and you did and could sell production rights, you can also do prints, and so you can take those home and sell those.
Yes.
And I'm always trying to see to it that this becomes another revenue, another avenue for the artist to make a
Yes.
living. And I think in your case especially, that's going to work out really, really well. Because you can talk to many gals in Toronto and other places. I think you should be able to sell those well.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, you're extremely established, like as it is, obviously.
Yes.
But I think it's going to be another sideline. And so I think David is probably going to sign more prints this week, and probably Chelsea too. And I'm thinking probably Fancy too. I'm not sure what she wants to do. But my preference is always, that's the good thing for the artist, that we split them half. You guys hand sign, then you take half home, and we
Yeah.
give the other half to Friends United. But I think what that really does is it allows the artist, at having no cost whatsoever,
Yeah.
to have extremely good quality prints and sell those.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I think that's a very good way of doing things. Like in your case, if you have to take 8,000 prints home,
Yeah.
you need the whole van.
Yes.
Raven is taking you to Toronto later on. So how long are you driving? 10, 12, 15 hours?
Probably about 15 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I went once by car. I
Hmm.
forget how long it was, but it's going to be a while. So that's good though. Well, I hope,
Yes.
hopefully, hope to God you're coming back very soon. I know you're coming back, but
Yes.
we have a lot of Europeans coming
Mhm.
this year too. They would like to hear a lot more about spirituality, about what the initiative does. And actually, we really missed you last week when Paul Martin came into Sydney. I would have loved to have you there too to explain.
Hmm.
But we only had 2, 3, 4 minutes with Mr. Martin. We spoke for an hour to his assistant Lucy. But I think he should have met you too, because
Yeah.
you're such a spiritual person and you're such an example how Fancy Light is working out well for
Yes.
everybody. I'm hoping it's going to come down sometime soon again, and then he would see our Fancy Light conventions, and then we could have a meeting, maybe invite the chiefs, the regional chiefs, and maybe do something here. Maybe even do an official opening, because the center is big. I was told by people it's the largest Aboriginal facility for art between here and Toronto. Whether it's the case, I don't know, but many people told me
Yes.
we have 800 paintings, 200 carvings, 10, 15 totem poles, probably 100 quill baskets from Sandra. You met Sandra? Of course you met
Yes,
Sandra. Yes,
yes.
you did. Sandra came in yesterday and, God, she said, look, Rolf, I need to sell another basket. They disconnected her power a while ago, so she used to look after an older person, and this man died, so she has no more revenue. And they said, look, then please do more baskets. And so I gave her some money a few weeks ago just to get the power back and the propane. But if she can make consistently more baskets, I gave her some money yesterday. She said she needs some food. Fancy was the same way a few years ago. And I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, that at least once people join our initiative, they'll be able to provide well for their families. And so far, it's starting to work out very well for everybody.
Yes.
It's just First Nations people, and especially good artists, shouldn't have to struggle like that. And
Hmm.
I hope to God we can help more. But Sandra is now, that was important to me, teaching others. She said there was 12 women that did quilt baskets in her group, and she's the only one that survived. That's why she's going to school still, as you are,
Yeah.
come to think of it, and teaching. She's probably 60 years old, I'm thinking, and
Yeah.
hopefully she can do it for many more years. But we need to preserve everything, including actually the language. That's
Yes.
what we spoke about yesterday. We looked yesterday at our Halifax exhibition with the German camera team, and they said we should not just preserve the spirituality and the paintings and the art, the messages, but also the language and the writing. And what I realized yesterday, and I think at least, each tribe has different language,
Yes.
and each tribe has different writing, so that's going to be quite a task. But we should talk to the other artists, see how we can go about that too.
Yeah.
No.
Sounds amazing.
Well, whatever we can do, I think it's important.
That's how I learned, is through my art, is to make me stronger, to be proud,
Right?
to learn more of my culture,
Yes.
to do more ceremonies.
Yes.
And so my painting has helped me with that,
Yes.
and the language.
So you said you were taught, your dad is Doug Redbird. I only met him once for a minute or two in Toronto a few years ago. Hopefully I meet him sometime again. So he taught you and other artists and other elders and chiefs.
Yes.
How did you learn?
I learned from my father, as you were saying. I would watch him doodle, so when he would go away, go out somewhere or upstairs, I would like sneak in, and then he caught me, and then he would say, "I'm going to buy you your own." So he bought me my own, and I just started.
Oh, like you bought your own canvas and whatnot.
Yes.
So this is interesting. You kind of went
Yes.
to use his utensils to work with brushes and whatnot.
Yes.
And once he saw the interest in you, then
Yeah.
he bought you canvas.
Yes, and same as my mother.
Thank God, that's so good.
And
I wish all parents would do that. David does the same thing with Chelsea.
yeah.
He's teaching her, most
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, I have a 12-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Her name's Nizani, and she's already winning contests
Good.
in art.
So you taught her a bit, did you?
Yes, yeah.
Good. Wow.
We just got to keep passing and pass it on to other people.
Good.
Share.
Exactly.
Don't keep it inside.
That's right. Don't keep
Share
it
it.
inside. Yeah, I think it's important to do that. I think the world can learn a lot about, or from about and from First Nations people and their culture. You know, this day and age, they all talk about sustainability, the industry, and who knows talks about it. But the fact is, this is one thing the First Nations people did for thousands of years, sustainability. Nobody had to even talk about it. It was just natural understanding.
Yeah.
You don't harvest something to death and take everything. You move on and wait up until it recovers. And I really think if people could listen and would and will listen, and hopefully they will,
Yes.
they can learn a lot from First Nations people.
Perfect.
So Jay,
you.
thanks so much. I hope to see you soon again. You're heading out to Toronto, I know you are.
Yeah.
And I wish you a very good drive.
Mhm.
Say hi to Elena, please.
Yes,
Come back soon. We'd love to have you.
I will.
And well,
Yes.
you know, we'll be here when you need us. And in the meantime,
Mhm.
we'll go from there.
Amazing.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
And again,
Beautiful.
thanks again for the paintings, for my kids and myself. And thanks so much also for the feather.
Yes.
All right, brother.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Take care. See you later.